Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I'm on the Encore and I just got off the Sky Princess, so I thought I would tell you all about embarkation day for the inaugural cruise. It didn't go quite as planned. So one of the things that I have said in the past, if you are booking a cruise that is directly after a transatlantic or a trans-Pacific crossing, be prepared for a delay that first day because they have to do an extra customs and inspections of the ship when they arrive into a new country, into a new port to set up shop for a few months. They have to go through an extra long customs. But because this is an inaugural cruise and it was only 3 days, didn't have much choice. This was the only cruise and it's only 3 days to choose because it was supposed to be for us to go out and take a look around and explore the ship and be able to tell everybody about it. So it's not like the inaugural cruise was going to go on later. This was the only one. So that's what we booked. So what happens is, I was on this cruise in particular. I might have mentioned it before. I had a friend of mine with me who used to live in Canada with me, very, very close friend. She now lives in Fort Lauderdale. She found out I was going to be in Fort Lauderdale on the cruise. And lo and behold, she can get away for 3 days, so she booked a cabin on the cruise as well. So we're heading to the cruise port in the morning. I booked the transfers for 11 o'clock. I figure it's going to be about an hour to get there with traffic and everything. So good, 12 o'clock, cruise ship's arriving, and we're on our way. We pull into port and a police officer, and the traffic was horrid, by the way. Traffic was horrible getting there into the cruise port itself. Probably because of the kerfuffle that's going on. So we get to the cruise port and we pull up and a police officer's going like this to our driver, and we pull up next to them and they say, well, the inspection's going on longer than they thought. Come back at 5 o'clock. It's noon. You're not allowed to stay here. We're not even allowed into the terminal to wait in the waiting rooms or anything like that. We cannot even stay outside at the cruise port. We have to go away. Well, it just cost me a bunch of money to get there with the transfers and everything. We have all of our suitcases with us. And I go, well, where are we going to go? So we were able to drop our suitcases off except for our carry-ons. And they told us there is a bus. There's a bus running to the Sawgrass Mall, which is about a 35-minute, 40-minute drive by bus location. We said, okay, well, we'll go there. Maybe we'll pick up some things or we'll have a bite to eat and we'll get ready. So where is it? Well, there's a bus right here, right in front of us. They said, nope, that's not the bus. Your bus is down at the other end of the terminal. Walk all the way down there. So, okay. Off we go. We walk all the way down to the other end. There's a whole bunch of people getting off that bus. And I said, well, where are they going? Because they're all on the Sky Princess as well. I can see from their luggage tag, it says Sky Princess. But they're getting off and heading towards the terminal. And they said, no, they're just going to go drop off their luggage. They're not allowed to go neither. No one else is to go. And then they said, all right, we're going to send this bus to the Sawgrass Mall, so go ahead and get in. So we climb into the bus. We're the only people on the bus. Just the two of us. 20 minutes goes by. The driver finally goes, well, calls on the radio, says, well, can I leave? There's nobody else coming. And they say, go ahead, go. We start pulling out. A guy goes, stop. And he runs over to the driver. So where are you going? He says, well, I'm going to Sawgrass Mall. I'm told I have to bring people to Sawgrass Mall. And he goes, no, you got to wait here for more people. And so they waited another 10 minutes. And again, nobody else came. So finally he comes back and he says, all right, go ahead. We start pulling out, and we basically turn a U-turn and start heading back out. And another guy at the other end of the mall comes running over to us, stops and says, "Where are you going?" He says, "I'm going to the Sawgrass Mall. We've been trying to go for a few minutes now." And he says, "No, you're going to go somewhere else. These people have to get off the bus." Now, I've already been on the bus 35 minutes waiting to go to this mall after being told that I can't get on the cruise ship. All those people who get off the bus are gone somewhere because they didn't get on this bus, and we're not on the ship. So he says, "No, we have to go over to this other bus, and that's going to take us to the Sawgrass Mall." Oh, okay. Guess what? It's the first bus we were at. The first bus, and I said, "This bus?" They said, no, go all the way to the end of the mall, to the terminal. Great. So we get off again, take our carry-ons, get back on the bus. There we are. We're the only two people on the bus. And we're going, this is going to be good. Another 25 minutes goes by. We haven't left yet. So close to an hour that we've been sitting here waiting to go to the mall, and finally the bus driver calls the radio and they say, "Go ahead," and they send us off. And we're off to the Sawgrass Mall. You know what? I'm with a friend who I haven't seen in a long time. We're laughing it off. And I said, I always have good luck when I go on cruises. So she's my bad luck on cruise ships. So I'm never going to invite her on a cruise again. So we're having a good time, joking about it. You know me, I let things roll. I go with the punches. It's not a bad thing. We're about 35 minutes out to the Sawgrass Mall. We're pulling into the mall, and we get a text message on the phone saying, "We can now board." What the hell? I mean, seriously. They didn't realize that before they sent the bus? It took us longer to drive to the mall than it did for them to decide that we can go ahead and board now. Unbelievable. So we got off the bus anyway. It turns out they didn't leave till 10:30 at night. They were pitch black as we were pulling out of port. I've never sailed out of Fort Lauderdale that late at night before, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, that's my embarkation day story. It was really disorganized for something that they knew was going to happen, if you know what I mean. Because the cruise lines know when they get to a new port, they're not going to leave on time. So instead of telling people ahead, I knew it was going to happen. I was waiting for the text message. It never came through. I got the second text message saying I can go ahead and load, but I never got the original one saying, "Don't come to the cruise port yet." But I knew that it was going to be late. It came across from Europe, so I knew the ship was going to be late. But the cruise line didn't say anything. And they know, this is kind of my thing. The cruise lines all know, every cruise line out there know, whenever they head to a new country they're going to start doing a new sailing from that destination for a few months, they know they got to go through an extra long process. So why are they telling people right up until the day of the cruise, "Oh yeah, start arriving around 10 o'clock"? Because they know that's impossible. They know that's not going to happen. You know why? Because if they told us that you're going to lose 5 hours of your first day of a 72-hour cruise, people would be looking for discounts and people would be looking for money. Let's just say no one was offered anything on this cruise. Also, we get to the only port of destination, which is Princess Cay, the private island for Princess, and lo and behold, we get an announcement on the intercom at 7 a.m. in the morning in our rooms saying that it's too windy to go to shore and that we can't stop. So enjoy another day at sea. Well, that's all it's been on this cruise. It's only 3 days. So yeah, here we go back out at sea. We can't stretch our legs or anything like that. But again, the only thing they offered was our port fees returned. They didn't offer us anything like your complimentary drink because of this, or a couple onboard, $25 in onboard credits, anything. So on a 72-hour cruise, we lost 5 hours minimum from our sailing time. More like 5.5, 6 hours from our sailing time of a 72-hour cruise. And we didn't do our one port destination. And you know how many people ran down to guest services to complain? Hardly anybody. Because it was a Princess cruise. And people on Princess cruises tend to roll with those punches pretty easily. And besides, it was an inaugural cruise. We expect things to go wrong when you're sailing for the first time on a ship that's brand new. And most people on this cruise were either travel agents, media, or experienced. I think there were close to 500 elite members on this cruise from Princess Cruise Line. So just goes to show you everybody was excited about this, but there was no big lineup at front desk. When they announced no shore excursion and all that, I went down just to check it out to see how many people, and there were like 2 or 3 people down there just checking things out for their staterooms and that. They weren't complaining about stuff. So I kind of like that. You know what? Things happen, the weather happens, we lived with it, we joked about it again, it wasn't a big deal. And I kind of like when people just roll with those punches and go with it. And when we got back for embarkation and we did go to start going into the cruise terminal and go on, we literally walked in through security and onto the ship once they started letting people on. So it really wasn't that big a deal. The best part about it was we didn't have to wait around till 2 o'clock to get our staterooms ready, because they were already ready because we were getting on ship so late anyway. So at least we were able to go to our room, freshen up, and get ready for dinner. It wasn't that big a deal. The worst part was the organization at the cruise port. Nobody seemed to know what buses we should be jumping on, which bus should be going, which bus shouldn't be going. And even then, when they dropped us off at the mall, they dropped us off in one parking lot and said, oh yeah, when you're going to get picked up, just head to the Target and look out in the parking lot and you'll find somebody. Well, I've never been to the Sawgrass Mall before, and the Target was the complete opposite end of this huge, huge mall. And we walked out and we stood there for about 25 minutes not knowing if we're in the right spot or not, and finally way off in the distance I happened to see a bus from the same bus lines that we got there. So really disorganized. When you drop people off at the mall, you should be dropping them off where they're supposed to be picked up so we know where to go. We're not from here. But again, I just thought I'd share that with you guys, that even experienced cruisers can have a rough time once in a while. And but the best thing is you just laugh it off. You still enjoy your cruise and don't let it get you too down. Well, I hope you appreciate this little sad story. And you know, if you're listening out there, my friend from Canada, now in Fort Lauderdale, I don't know if I'm going to bring you again, because you brought bad luck twice on this cruise. I'm just kidding. She had a great time. It was her first cruise ever. She was amazed at the shows. I stayed on another 3 days after that and saw another 2 stage shows that Princess came out with. I'll talk about that when I review the Sky Princess for you guys. Princess has really stepped up their game, especially in the entertainment field and in their specialty restaurants on the brand new Sky Princess. So I hope you appreciate this video. I hope you're looking forward to more from the Sky Princess. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. You want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world, and more things going wrong sometimes on my cruises. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.